What is poppin', guys? It is that gaming nerd here, and as be seen in title's video, today we are doing We're doing a review of Yokai Watch 2 and 3. The question I have is, what took you so long? That video was like 2 months ago. Well, as you can see, I've been caught up in my schoolwork. I had to wait for like 2 watches to arrive. I had to go ahead and grab Yokai Watch 4 and 3. And that does not cost. It's not cheap. Whatever. We're on a bit short today, so let's start. Today we review Yokai Watch 2. So, different intros. Different versions. May seem bad, but it's fun. It works somehow. Make me stiff anyway, and you may not even believe. Well, let me introduce you to my friend. He's found a way to connect with them. He's got a Yokai Watch. She can talk to his peers. He doesn't have to fear it, and they're always gonna hear it, cause you know he's Yokai Watch. Yokai Watch. Spirits, he doesn't have to fear it, and they're always gonna hear it, cause you know he's got a Yokai Watch. Love that, man. So while I talk about one, when I talk about it for a bit, I'm gonna be playing in the background for a bit. So Yokai Watch 2, I played a lot as a kid. And I would be playing on Bony Spirits, but I just freaking absolutely left that in my hands, so it's great. So as you can see, you can already notice a few differences. One, the HUD is way better. I freaking hated the original HUD. I never forgot to mention that. It sucked. And you can have other yokai follow you around. It seems like version exclusives. And they've done plenty of things to improve the small little things. So I'm only gonna go over the story and the battle stuff. So, remember how I was like, why doesn't this bike have an accelerate button? They added that! Pretty nice, huh? On top of that, if you know what you're doing, you can score like level 55 with 52 yokai early in the game, so it's all dependent on if you know what you're doing, then you're gonna do pretty good. So let me go over the story. It's way better this time. Not stopping an evil entity. So, back in Yokai Watch 1, when McCracken was defeated, it sort of opened up a little time gap, and it created a bit more yokai. Or, you know, over time, more yokai just started to appear. I think this is like a year later or something. I don't know. So, Nate, these guys, these freaking villains, Kin and Gin, those freaking whore master little girls. Oh yeah, also Bro ST is way better, love it. And yeah, Kin and Gin, they steal your medallion and everything. So, no way to transfer up your yokai from the last game, that sucks. Say goodbye. Bye! Say goodbye from the first game, because they're not there. Can't trade them over either, don't think about that. Yeah, from there you can... but it allows you to grab the new yokai with it, so... that's something. There's 360 yokai in this game, that's pretty cool. And there's a new class, too, called the Wicked, which is utterly broken. Obviously, I don't have it, because I can't get Psychic Specters. But, believe me, they're broken. Item... for example... Unkind, item, spirit boosted item, dead. What's another example? Untidy, strength boosting, dead. They're broken. Top point. You can also travel to the past, as you can see. That's pretty cool. Let me do that. Alright, so you might see this weird mirror, and he'll ask you to work back to the past, and you do that. So just wanted to say, yokai now can be bony and fleshy. So your body on over here is bony or fleshy, depending on which version you have. And calmer music, and you can travel to the past. That's very, very cool. And I would hope not, at the time I didn't know if you could do this in Yokai Watch 3. Unfortunately, you can't, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, the plot involves you going to brand new locations, and kind of travel back to the past and saving time against dead time. So, Yokai Watch 2, fantastic game. I'm already gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Improves the first game in every single way you could think of. Also, Sarah has to be my favorite yokai. Look at her. Look at her. Now we reveal Yokai Watch 3 from the Nintendo 3DS. Do not buy a physical copy. Also, this game takes up like freaking 36,000 blocks on your 3DS. Thank God I have like a 256,000 SD card. So first off, HUD improves again. Oh, the Central song. You guys gotta see the Central song.
No more grumbling, stop your cries. Away, follow, take you guys. Love is moving, choose you guys.
Focus on the treasure, treasure, yeah. It could be far away from here or under your nose. You can find it today, yesterday, tomorrow. I just wanna feel happy as can be. You seem to think that it's so easy, and that's because you knew the thing that makes it true. So that's just what we'll do. I can't do a good voice. Go away. If there's an answer I wanna know, I just stand and listen close. And that's why even when my spirits are low, I'm gonna make it if I give it a go. No more grumbling, stop your cries. Hooray, bravo, yeah, you guys. Love is blooming, cheers, yokai. Get easy, virtual worries free. Be happy. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I really like that intro. Alright, so first off, if you have, let me show you this quickly. If you have Yokai Watch, any version of Yokai Watch 2, then you can get the S, these are freaking so hard to get. You can't reset for yokai anymore. It's not as easy. Your game actually saves, and you have to do it the right way, one a day. It's horrid. So they didn't choose to port over the separate versions from Japan, which thank God, because that would have been a nightmare. Yeah, so actually in this game, more yokai to grab. There's more watches. Plenty. You can get Lord Edmund himself, the guy you've been talking about 3 games, and nothing's been happening. It's pretty cool. You can build your own Japanion. There's like a Kainet thing you can do for favors. T-Trope, it like helps you raise ranks. Yeah, the story for this one is Nate has to move to BBQ. Pleasure to explore. I love that region. It's kind of like a new Pokemon region, but not as extensive. And it's pretty awesome. Not only do you get to explore Spring Day with our new character, Haley Ann, but the Cranky Kai changes, and you can play as Nate too. Let me show you that. Oops. So you can switch heroes. See, look at that. If you click Nate, you switch back to Nate. But I'm not in BBQ at all, so. Go Nate. So you can warp to BBQ. You can also warp to the Yokai world, but it's kind of insignificant. There's only like 3 locations. But yeah, the story in this game is pretty fun. It's about this freaking Doomsday guy. He like summons a ton of freaking bosses in BBQ, and you have to. That becomes a whole freaking plot. You switch between stories until the 6th chapter. And by the way, I'm not talking about 10 chapters. I'm talking about 15 chapters in this game. Yeah. So there's a whole new map to explore. BBQ, and the music is fantastic. Just hear this. Yokai following you return, and you get your bike earlier in the game. That's pretty cool. There's these dream lengths things you can use, like a vacuum cleaner items you can search. You can use a drill. I don't know what that's for. I saw some kind of sword, but that's for Enma, so I don't know what that could possibly be for, because I haven't completed chapter 11 yet, but... yeah. So... oh yeah, you can get a ton of boss yokai now. They're just minier. I forgot to mention that Yokai Watch too. Yeah, this is an awesome game. So the price tag may be a bit heavy, but it's certainly worth it. Let me tell you. Yokai Watch 3 gets a 10 out of 10. I don't see anything wrong with it. Oh wait, there's one more thing with the game. I would complain about Zombie Night, but it really isn't that bad. Because you can actually defend yourself, and as long as you're careful, you don't need to deal with a ton of ridiculous things coming at you one time. Oh, Terror Time! You can count that about being a bit less annoying, because when you run into one of the guards, you can actually fight them again. And if you do, you get, like, a chance at, like, a maxed out crank. You can collect more Oni Orbs, so that's pretty cool. And that's about all to say about Yokai Watch 3. The final boss is balanced, unlike the second one. More yokai to collect. Couldn't possibly go wrong with this one. Pick it up. Well, I don't know about you. I am super tired of quickly reviewing all those games. Like, I didn't mention you could scan QR codes. Here's one for Yokai Watch 2 and 3. Keep that in mind. But, yeah, maybe I'll cover them in a later day. Probably not, though, because... it's a quick review. I was behind on those videos. I had to do something. But I'm thinking next time on TGN Reviews, we check out Yokai Watch 4 for the Nintendo Switch. Oh, I love this game so far. See y'all later. Goodbye.